Welcome to episode 7 of the Outrage Control. It's your host, Kayla, the writer Chaos. Thank you so much for tuning in. This episode, we're going to talk football, wrestling, different changes, even a quite sneak peek of next week's episode as well. So, we're going to start off with some of the Clemson Tigers. They lost in overtime against the Miami Hurricanes 28-20. Maybe I should have never made fun of their mascot and said it's a duck, which technically their mascot is a duck, so I wasn't technically making fun of it. But hey, I guess that's what I get. But yes, they lost to the Miami Hurricanes 28-20 in overtime. Oh well. Their schedule coming up. The next few weeks they got NC State. Not sure about that one. They got Notre Dame coming up. Obviously South Carolina's coming up. I think they also got Georgia Tech. There's a possibility they can get a few more wins in there as well before the season. But I guess we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the only game I really care about as long as we beat the Chickens of South Carolina. So if there's any South Carolina fans that's watching this, I do apologize. I'm a huge Clemson fan. Sorry. Carolina Panthers took the season off. Geez, they really need to. Took the day off with a bye, getting prepared for next week to go against the Houston Texans. Dango, have a good show. Thank you so much for tuning in, Tim. What's good, Kayla? Justin, thank you so much for showing up. Dan again, thank you. And screw Miami. Yes, screw Miami, honestly. Yeah, I guess because I insulted their mascot is what the reason maybe Clemson lost. So, but anyway, I'm upset about football. Football aggravates me. But these next two topics, Judgment has been reinstated. Finn Balor and Damian Priest regained the tag team titles on Monday Night Raw. As a huge Finn Balor fan, I am excited for that. There's been rumors stated that new tag team titles are coming to the top, which I'm finally happening and glad that's happening because so much other people on the brand that deserves to be tag team champions, and it's time. If they're like the next part of I have on here, I'm going to go ahead and combine it. The brand split is a real deal. You do need your tag team champions for Raw, and you do need them for SmackDown. So through our dirt sheets and sources, they're saying that those tag titles are coming. There's going to be a tournament to determine the new tag team champions for the SmackDown side. We got Nick Aldis as a general manager over there, already yelling at Adam Pearce from Friday, saying keep your own people on your own side. I mean, there is so much happening. We're getting the real brand split. I mean, this is what it should be. I mean, obviously, I don't know what they're going to do with the women tag team champions. They don't defend them now. It's more like her complaining and bitching because, she can't, do anything right. And I think Chelsea's already pushed Nick's, bad side since that night. I don't know how they're going to do with the women tag team titles. They took the ones from NXT and combined them with that one. Are they going to possibly get rid of them? I've seen on Twitter that a lot of people said that they would love for them to get rid of the tag titles since they're supposedly jinxed or, not good or cursed because of all the injuries and stuff that's happened. Everyone that's held them, something has happened. Shayna and Ronda held them, but they never got injured. But Shayna turned on Ronda. So I guess in a way you can say that's cursed. But truthfully, I've been saying this multiple times. I'm not the only one. Everyone say it. Keep the women's tag titles, but give them a mid-card title. I mean, you got two of them for the guys. You got one on Raw and you got one on SmackDown. You got the Intercontinental and you got the United States. So, I mean, they deserve a, mid-title card as well. Maybe not necessarily on NXT. Even NXT's got the mid-card. So, the women's deserve one too as well. Also, with another thing with the United States, we had an open challenge. Ray has accepted we're getting Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship at Crown Jewel. As much as I hate to say it, I really see Logan coming out the win. And that's going to aggravate a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of rants. It's going to be so much chaos. I ain't going to be happy about it. Dylan, what's good, Kayla? Have a great show. Thank you for tuning in. Zero idea what the point of the title change at Fastlane was for Judgment Day. We're just going to win the tag titles back soon. So soon. Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Why was you just going to let them? That's one thing WWE does a lot. They hot potato titles. And it's kind of weird how they're just, like, oh, you're going to lose the tag titles. But hey, Nick, Universal Wrestling Podcast, thank you so much for tuning in. And Justin, love the general managers are back. Good to see it show have its own authority figures. Yeah, I mean, no power. I mean, absolute power to, Adam Pearce, because for so long he balanced back and forth between SmackDown and Raw. So maybe with this being true, it can actually, help him out a lot. Maybe not stress out, because poor guy, he's stressed out for so long, and it's funny to see Adam Pearce stressed out. But I'm kind of glad that they're doing it. Nick Aldis deserves this, and I can only imagine, if this is what we're getting, we're actually getting our Survivor Series war. When we get our Survivor Series war games, we're actually going to have Raw and SmackDown battling each other again. And it would be even more incredible if we throw the NXT in there. I mean, it's heating up. It is heating up for WWE with brand splitting, new authority figures taking over, possible, great teases coming, on multiple occasions. We've seen Jade Cargill pop up. We've seen her being teased with Charlotte Flair. That's the one I'm looking forward to. There is just so much talent and things happening. They're saying possibly soon. We don't know quite yet. I've seen that the Kairi Sane happening of a return is happening soon and quick. We also have been hearing that Karrion Kross is returning soon, quick. Some of his corrupted tweets online. There's so much out there that's exciting, and I can't wait to see what is in store for WWE. I mean, man, whoever thought so many years after it's starting that we can say Vince McMahon's not in charge anymore. We got new owners. We're back to brand splitting. And also I'm hearing that there's a possibility that we can be getting a Randy Orton return. I would love to have that pop at Royal Rumble, to hear voices in the Royal Rumble, because I will be in attendance there at Tropicana Field. I would actually honestly love to hear that pop of voices. But I have a feeling it'll be before that. So there is so many returns, possibilities, or whatnot. And I'm excited to see how this brand split and everything's going to go. Is people going to want to stay on their own side? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we got Kevin Owens on SmackDown now. Poor Sami Zayn. I don't know if he's willing to, really accept the fact that Jay's over there, but is he really good friends with Jay? I mean, as much as he says he is. I mean, that confuses, all of us in so many cases. Dan, I heard Kairi could be coming in weeks, maybe on AEO side or Asuka side. She has history from both. I want to see her, honestly, I want to see her go back with Asuka, because I absolutely love the Kabuki Warriors. I don't know what it is with that tag team. I love the Kabuki Warriors. And so, Kabuki Warriors all together. But although I would not mind seeing a triple threat match between Io, Asuka, and Kairi, 3 feisty Japanese ladies in the ring, that would definitely kill it. I mean, there's no doubt, no shout out, nothing for that. I mean, bright side is if Logan Paul wins the U.S. title, you could have Logan Paul versus LA Knight at WrestleMania for the title, even if it's going to feel like a double grade for night after challenging Roman first. Yeah, that's the sad part. True. Can't wait to see Randy Orton return. His presence on Team has missed. Yeah, it has. His presence is very missed, considering he was one of the very few wrestlers alongside Cody and John Cena, that got me into wrestling, that made me love WWE as it is, and not seeing him in the ring or, presence, it's making me really sad to miss him. Circle Debate, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yes, gives the triple threat match. Would love that for sure. Yes. Io and Asuka and Kairi. Whew. So we would have a what they call her. Asuka's the Empress of Tomorrow. Kairi is the Pirate Princess. Oh shoot. Oh, what is Io? Genius of the Sky. There we go. Could not remember what her name was, and that was killing me. Remember Bayley took out Kairi before she left for Japan. Yes, and that is true. That is how they triggered her out. So if anybody returns, who's going to be in trouble? It's going to be Bayley, because I guarantee, she will definitely go right after Bayley. But she had Sasha Banks with her when she took her out. So that's going to be more interesting. Is she going to be intrigued to help Io get rid of Damage Control? Or, But yeah, that is good, Dan. Definitely he's going to more than likely put that feud back up, which they need to. No doubts about it. Yeah, for sure. Matthew Lincoln, thank you for tuning in. Hope you feel how you feel about Paul Heyman talking to Rockstar in NXT. I'm okay with it. I mean, there's so much potential there. I mean, I've heard in recent weeks, I think we've even said it. I think Tim stated it here the other week on another podcast that he was on about Nia Jax and Ava being a tag team, and I agree that it would be one heck of a banger of a tag team. But if that's what he wants, put her with Nia Jax, put her with someone that would be able to build them and make them dominant, because she is so talented, and I feel like she can do so much more on her own away from Joe Gacy. I don't even know if they're really a thing, because I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't tune in with NXT that much. I couldn't really tell you. I just do know the Grizzly Young Veterans are no longer with Schism, so that is not even a thing anymore. Even that being a faction would be awesome. Io, Asuka, and yeah, definitely. And with us, he said that. Yep, he sold that. Yes, that's who it was. Could not think. But yes, he said that. But yeah, so much. I would honestly love to see that tag match. Ava and Nia Jax. Also, definitely don't think Heyman talking to Ava is a good lead to anything. He's probably just giving her a pep talk and some advice. Yeah, possibly. But hey, we can dream, right, of what it could possibly happen. Although Roman does need kind of female. Well, he ain't got no problem with females right now, so it definitely wouldn't be an issue. Yeah, definitely would be a good idea. They aren't together anymore. Okay. But yeah, I mean, there is so much going on. Excited for the brand splits. Excited for some exciting new things coming. And most of all, we're going to jump to AEW. Chris Statlander, she has once again reclaimed that title. Once again regained that title. She hasn't lost it. She is now 16-0. She's undefeated in singles matches. She's nowhere near to what Jade Cargill's record is, but she's shown that she can dominate and that she can run circles around the women's division. That's only going to keep continuing, and I am so happy for her. I just wanted to give her a huge shout out. Everybody that knows me absolutely love Chris Statlander, and I will do everything I can to support her. Although, meeting her in real life, she was real sweet. And so, that being true, continue to stride, Stat. You're awesome. AEW Dynamite, like always, is stacked. Let me pull up the match card. Like I took little notes as I was going. The match card coming up for AEW Dynamite. I mean, it is stacked more than you can possibly have. In a little side note, I found this online when I was getting ready to start recording. Apparently, one of the horses, the first ever that Hangman Adam Page rode in on at All Out 2017, the horse's name was Hunter Horse Helmsley, a reference to Hunter Hearst Helmsley from WWE, Triple H. I thought that was kind of funny. I found that. This week on Dynamite, you're going to have Tony Khan giving Sting a gift. What is that gift? We'll also, we got a lot. We got Hook and RVD versus John Silver and Alex Reynolds. That's happening. Best Friends and Hook and Dark Order. They got so much beef going on. We're also getting MJF versus Juice Robinson. That's going to be another great match. Ruby Soho is going up against Sheeta for another tag title match. Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page is putting their titles, 6-man tag Ring of Honor tag titles on the line against the Hardys and Brother Zay. Much as I like to see the Hardys win, I believe the Elite's going to retain there. But as a fan of wrestling, one thing all of us can agree on is we have dream matches. Or not necessarily dream matches, dream tag teams. Now, if you get your dream tag teams, they not necessarily may not happen for a long period of time. Unfortunately, not too long ago, I did get my dream tag team that I would love have seen. It didn't last very long, but at that point, it was Shayna Baszler and Natalya. I absolutely love that tag team. They didn't win tag team gold like I wanted them to, but hey, we always can't get what we want. But with that being true, we are getting a tag team match on AEW Dynamite, and we are getting Claudio and Bryan Danielson versus Orange Cassidy and Kazuchika Okada. And I am ecstatic to hear that Rainmaker music. I cannot believe that I am getting that tag team. I never honestly really thought about putting those two together as a tag team. You know, it wasn't even a dream tag team, but the more I thought about it, it is very freshly squeezed rain-making fantastic. Yes, and I totally just made that one up. I have no idea where that one came from. Shouts to Tony to the random Okada appearance coming on this week. Yes, it was very random. Because I didn't even know what's happening. I didn't watch Dynamite or anything AEW related this past weekend because I was out of town. But funny thing is, he just randomly says me and Okada will be there on Wednesday. Next thing you know, match is made, and I was just like, okay, what am I missing? Then you got Claudio and Bryan. They have heat with Okada. Blackpool Combat has heat with Orange. So why not give us what we want? We haven't seen Okada in AEW since his match with Daniel Brian Danielson at Forbidden Door. Freshly Squeezed. Cage My ID. Thank you so much for tuning in, Bakley. Thank you for tuning in. You were blowing up my phone about it. Yes, I was. Hey, I was excited. Orange Cassidy teaming up with Kazuchika Okada. How can you not get excited about that? I mean, how can you not? But like Justin said, it was just very totally random, out of the ballpark. Like, okay, where is that coming from? But I mean, there's so much happening between AEW, wrestling, so much changing. Speaking of changing, Impact's going back to TNA. Total nonstop action. Yeah. People in the comments, what do you think about that? Do you prefer Impact or do you prefer TNA? Well, I'm excited for it. With that being true, and other than TNA being back, Rascals lost the world tag titles to ABC. I don't know what's next for the Rascals. I mean, are they going to go after these new TNT titles once they do the conversion and getting everything over? Are they going elsewhere? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm still kind of holding on that maybe possibly we can get them in WWE sometime. But they announced the return of TNA is coming up in January. So much possibility could happen. We also saw this past weekend, Sonny Kiss showed up in the little battle royal they had. So much is coming in for different brands. So much talent's coming over. And I'm so excited for TNA to return. Maybe they'll be on TV, so you ain't got to sit here and find search buttons and all this stuff for it. But there's so much talent and stuff that's going on that, honestly, if I had to open up my own Forbidden Door, I would love to see AEW, New Japan, TNA or Impact, what you want to call it, and WWE go together. Now, you would probably have to make the pay-per-view at least a 4-dayer. 4 nights. It'd be a long pay-per-view, a lot of money. But, you could maybe do a package, but it would be so much well worth it if you inserted, heck, even do an Indies match. I'm just fantasy booking here. Just like all these things are coming to me. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with fantasy booking. And, chat, you guys are blowing it up. Give me some fantasy booking. What brands, what champions, what non-champions, what tag teams would you love to see, team up with other brands? I mean, I know they're currently on a break right now, but honestly, Young Bucks and Usos, I would love to see that match. And a possibility, just because of Judgment Day, they would have to throw JD Madonna in the picture. I know they're kind of ticked off at them right now, a part of the Judgment Day, because he keeps screwing them left and right. But I would honestly love to see the Judgment Day go against all 4 members of the Rascals. So that means Myron, Trey, and Zach would have to get signed and bring Wes back. That's a dream match that I want to see. That is a dream faction I want in WWE. Not just 2 members and call them MSK. I want all 4 members of the Rascals in WWE at some point. I don't care if it's one night. That is just something that I'm very, very hopeful that's going to happen one day. Ooh. That one, Orange Cassidy versus Wesley. Ooh, I like that one. I definitely like that one. Orange Cassidy, best friend versus Trey, Zach, and Wes. And if you threw Myron in the picture, we'd have to put Hook on there. At least give it 4-on-4. It's a good idea. I like that one. yeah, there is so much matches that we could book. There is so many bookings we can do. So much dream we can book. Some of these big companies that you look at them, you're like, how? Why are you booking it like that? I would book it better. Huh, War Games then. Yes. There you go. Put them in War Games. Whew. War Games. Yeah. But yeah, there is so much talent. There is so much, things we could book. There are so many different, chances of possibly having our dream matches make at some point in the line. But hey, we don't know. There's so many changes that's happening, and I'm excited for it. Um, while we're talking about dream matches, I stated before, I know eventually we are going to get Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair. There's nothing wrong with that. I will say that another dream match of mine, I would love to see Chris Statlander versus Charlotte Flair. Um, that talent would be awesome. And obviously, best friends versus the Usos, best friends versus the Rascals. They're heck. Oh, we've had it before in WWE, but just one more time: Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus John Moxley. There is nothing that those three didn't do in the ring that found me intrigued. Every match, everything that the Shield did, I was impressed. The only thing I will say, very bad timing, was when Seth and Dean won the tag titles on the night of Roman announcing he had leukemia, and you had you had Dean turn on Seth that same night after winning the tag titles together. I honestly felt like that was not the right time. That was probably the only time I was kind of aggravated with the storyline. I mean, the storyline ended up being funnier because eventually we found out this was Ambrose's leading into his out of WWE to bring out the crazy, violent John Moxley leading to AEW, because you did see the clips coming out. But I've always loved the work they've done. That honestly still always going to be another match that I would love to see. Heck, I would even love to see Seth go up against Okada. Um, I mean, there is so many. I could actually spend a whole. If I wrote a list of all my bookings, I would probably not ever get off of live stream because you guys would probably sit up with me all night. And I'm pretty sure the comments added to the mix, we wouldn't get up all night. Get off the line. But I've gotten Karrion Kross and Finn Balor. I've got Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor. There is so much more that I can sit there and book. I don't got time to book. Will Ospreay versus Seth Rollins. Yes, that would be another good one. Will Ospreay versus Seth Rollins. And honestly, with the rumors being true, we might get that. But I don't know. Will Ospreay to WWE? Will Ospreay to AEW? Will Ospreay wherever he wants to go? He might show up in the Royal Rumble. If he shows up in the Royal Rumble, that's going to pop. I mean, there's, like I said, other, and I don't know, and there's, still jump back around dream matches. Like I said, I could talk about it all night. Another one that I've stated with the Queens before on the Queens Takeover, we never really technically got it. It was and we may never get it now. Now that I think of it, since Ronda Rousey, declares she don't want to wrestle or do a UFC anymore, we're never going to get it. But it's always wanted Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Marina Shafir, Jessamyn Duke versus Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Bayley. And they teased it so long time ago, we there for a while. We thought we were going to get it. Then they started doing the releases, and we lost Jessamine, and then we lost Marina, which currently is over in AEW, running it and killing it with circles over there. So we may never get it. And Sasha is, running independent. She's doing New Japan. She's doing different things. Charlotte's on top of the world right now trying to get a title. Becky's in NXT running the division. Bayley is slowly but surely probably pissing off Io Sky and going to lose the damage control because of too much damage that she keeps causing. Laugh out loud. Shayna is obviously dominating Monday Night Raw, trying to get herself into the women's titles picture, which in my opinion, I believe that she should be the one to take the title off of Rhea Ripley. Because for so long we've waited for Shayna Baszler to find her NXT Queen of Spades version, and she's found it. I don't know if she's going to continue to be able to keep it up with the bulldozer irresistible force Nia Jax in the way, but I want Shayna to be the one to be able to dethrone Rhea Ripley and take that title off her and get crowned for something that she deserves. Now, Shayna has been a two-time NXT Women's Champion and a 3-time Women's Champion on the main roster, but she has not held that Women's Championship on the main roster. And I feel like she would be great for that picture. She's, got the moves, she's got the promo, she knows what she wants, and she shows and she will fight till she gets what she wants. So I'm hoping hopefully if Shayna does not win the Royal Rumble, which I kind of hope she does because I want to be able to have that pop. I would love to see her win Money in the Bank and be able to do that little crazy, I'm going to cash in kind of thing, not knowing when she's going to cash in. There is, early predictions and stuff for Royal Rumble. More than likely it's probably going to be LA Knight. It's going to win the men's. Rumors say that Jade Cargill's going to win the females, which will be too soon. I don't want her winning that title. Not title. It will be a title opportunity because she would win the Royal Rumble. I don't want to see her doing that. But if I had to say, I want Shayna to win that Royal Rumble. And not... Raquel will be okay with. I feel like Raquel would deserve it because Raquel has been pushing and pushing for so long to get to that top, but only keeps failing because someone keeps interrupting or Rhea has other things for her. And I feel like ever since what happened to Liv, she's still looking out for revenge on, that. So I'm okay with Raquel. Nia, why? She just came back. Why would you want to put her in the title picture unless you promised her a championship? But with that being true, Dan, if Nia goes against Rhea for somehow wins the title, I would want to bring back the next feud for her and bring back another one when a one Twisted Bliss returned from her pregnancy to go back after Nia and take that title off of her. I want another run that way. That'd be the only way I'd be satisfied for Nia to win the Royal Rumble. For her to gain it, only to lose it to a returning Alexa Bliss after her maternity leave would be phenomenal and great. There's no doubt about that. But, yeah. Early predictions. So, I normally don't like to give sneak peeks on any kind of episode. I normally don't like to tell you what's happening. I don't know if Justin's still in the comments. If he is, he's probably going to max out in a few minutes here, as soon as he hears this. Next week, it's going to be a little different. Not just going to be me. Not just going to be one guest. going to be 3 guests. Next week on a fun episode, I would like to say that we will have Dango back for a fun episode, and Jolie and Kat from the Queen's Takeover will be joining the Outrage Zone. So, with a little fun and play, I'm going to have some fun and games to play with them. They don't know what to expect. So, that's a little spoiler alert. I guess you can say we're going in an outrage. We'll make them use their brains, make them feel intrigued. So, I mean, I don't know, Jeopardy style maybe? Or, make them really use their brain. But it's going to be a fun trivia kind of thing. I'm still thinking exactly how to do this because I want to be part of it as well. Obviously I will be the host of it, but I want to kind of use my brain with it. I mean, because if you ever listen to the Queen's Takeover and I do the Carolina Boss Lady Challenge over there, I'm always the one hosting it and I never get to play. So I'm going to work it out where I get to play this time. I honestly feel like I can go on all night just talking how excited it is for this next week's episode. I can talk all night about dream matches. But I mean, it's been really great. Appreciated. I appreciate for the chat for blowing it up. Tim, Dan, Ivan from Circle of Debate, Justin, you've been great. Matthew Lincoln, thank you for tuning in. Dylan tuned in, and Bakley from Cage My ID tuned in. And if you haven't done it yet, like and subscribe to the Fanatics Network. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You can find podcasts such as Cage My AD, which is run by Bakley. You can find the WrestleBread podcast, run by the First Lady JD. You can also find Dylan on the World Elite podcast along with Jordan and Marcus. You can find Dylan also on Dome Field Advantage talking about his Saints, even though he's probably in the same boat as me, he's aggravated with the Saints as much as I am with the Panthers. You can also find Marcus also with his other SAT sports. I hope I said that right. Also, you also got the director's cut. If you love movies, check it out. Graydon's always doing something great with those movies. Universal Wrestling Podcast with Nick. He's always got great stuff going. You can also find writing all sorts. We got previews, we got results, we got reviews. I mean, it is just packed full of different things. Entertainment, sports, football, wrestling. Fanatics Network is your thing. Go check it out. But once again, thank you so much for everybody tuning in. And the Kayla Ryder Chaos is headed out of this outrage zone, and she will see you next week in an episode I like to call The Queens Join the Outrage. Y'all have a good night, and once again, thank you so much for all the comments and everyone tuning in. I really appreciate it because I honestly feel like I just ranted on so much tonight. But hey, all I gotta say is thank you. Hope you all have a happy Sunday. And if you're watching your football teams, hopefully they win for you. So Ryder Chaos is out.